The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him. And the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Give your place to this man." And then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest placed. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest placed, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Then he said to the host who invited him, "When you hold a lunch or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or your wealthy neighbors, in case they may invite you back and you will have repayment. Rather, when you hold a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Blessed indeed will you be because of their inability to repay you. For you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." The Gospel of the Lord. I recently came across a picture my mom had taken many years ago. I know you can't see it, but I knew my mom took this picture for two reasons. One, it was taken with her old Polaroid camera. Grandparents can explain to the kids what a Polaroid camera is. And two, the tops of the heads of the people in the picture were cut off. My mom was a terrible photographer. This was before the days of cell phone cameras where you can see on the screen the picture. I don't know if she had trouble seeing through the eyepiece of the camera or how her glasses in the eyepiece, if they didn't work together well, but she had trouble seeing what she wanted to take a picture of, and she'd be, going up and down. And we'd be there, waving our arms and saying, "We're over here," The Pharisees had trouble seeing the presence of God in people they considered unworthy. In the few verses that were skipped in today's gospel passage, there was a man at this dinner who was ill. They watched Jesus to see if it was a Sabbath, and they watched Jesus to see if he would heal him. They saw this man as unclean, and he could wait till tomorrow to be healed. Jesus saw him as a child of God who shouldn't be made to suffer any longer. People were trying to get the places of importance at the table, the places of honor. They saw others as less important than themselves. Jesus challenged them to see others as children of God and to show that by putting others before themselves. Jesus told the host not to invite to dinner people who could invite him back as repayment. He should invite those that couldn't repay him, the poor, the lame, the crippled. See in them the presence of God. My mom had trouble seeing through the eyepiece of her camera, which led to some funny pictures. not to mention material for this homily. I'll probably hear about that someday. But there's nothing sinful in that. Not seeing the presence of God in someone is a choice, and that is sinful. There are many people who differ from us in lots of different ways. They differ in politics. They differ in ethnicity. They differ in economic status. They differ due to disability. We don't want to have dinner with them. We don't even want to be around them. We can see them as less than us, even to the point of seeing them as sinful. Jesus challenges us like he challenged the Pharisees at that dinner, to see all people as God sees them, as God's own children. We are both guests and hosts at God's banquet table. We are guests because when God looks at us, he only sees his beloved. In spite of all our faults and failings, that's all God sees in us. And we are hosts because we are called to extend God's welcome and invitation to all, to see in them God's beloved. On this Labor Day weekend, that's our work as Christians every day of the year.